For thousands of years, the story of a great flood has echoed across civilizations. A world covered in water, a righteous man warned by the divine, a massive vessel built to save life from destruction. The Ark of Noah is more than a religious tale. It is one of humanity's oldest memories, a story carved into tablets, scriptures, mountains, and myths, surviving far longer than the empires that retold it. Yet one question has never stopped haunting explorers, archaeologists, and believers. If the flood was real, then where is the Ark now? The search for the Ark begins long before modern maps or satellites. It begins in the ancient world, where early civilizations whispered of a colossal ship resting on a mountain after the waters receded. In the highlands of Mesopotamia, in the valleys of Anatolia, in the rugged peaks of Armenia, the legend grew. Pilgrims claimed to see a dark shape frozen in ice. Villagers told stories of wooden beams emerging during hot summers. Travelers said storms revealed the outline of a ship bigger than any structure humans could build in early history. To understand this mystery, historians return to the Epic of Gilgamesh, written over 4,000 years ago. It tells of a man named Utnapishtim, warned by the gods of a flood. He built a boat sealed with pitch, carried animals, survived the flood, and landed on a mountain called Nisir. Thousands of years later, the book of Genesis describes Noah building an enormous ark, sealed with pitch, filled with pairs of animals, and finally coming to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The similarities are impossible to ignore. Either these civilizations remembered the same event, or they shared a memory far older than writing itself. The Ark is not just a religious symbol. It is an ancient engineering puzzle. According to descriptions, it was hundreds of feet long, built of wood reinforced with waterproofing resin, capable of enduring colossal waves. Engineers debate its design. Some believe it was shaped like a barge meant to float steadily rather than travel. Others argue it was more advanced, using ancient techniques lost to time. Whatever its structure, it represented the greatest ship ever built in the ancient world, created long before the invention of sails or advanced carpentry. As centuries passed, the Ark became the most sought-after artifact of the ancient world. Roman historians wrote that locals on Mount Ararat would break off pieces of the Ark's wood and use them as charms. Early Christian monks claimed to see a dark object high in the mountains, reachable only by the most skilled climbers. Medieval travelers recorded that the Ark was covered in ice for most of the year, visible only when the sun melted the glaciers. One of the earliest documented expeditions occurred in the 4th century. A bishop named Jacob of Nisibis claimed he climbed Mount Ararat and retrieved a piece of ancient timber. His followers believed it came from the Ark. More explorers attempted the journey, but the mountain was treacherous, its weather deadly, and its slopes filled with deep crevices. Many turned back. Others never returned at all. By the 19th century, the world changed. Empires expanded, archaeology emerged as a science, and the search for the Ark moved from myth into investigation. European explorers traveled into modern-day Turkey, Armenia, and Iran, following ancient descriptions. Some claimed to see a massive dark structure in the ice. Others described wooden planks half buried in volcanic ash. None could provide proof strong enough to convince the scientific world. Then came the 20th century, when the race to find the Ark intensified. During World War I, a Russian aviator flying over Mount Ararat said he saw a huge ship-like object trapped in a glacier. His report was delivered to the Tsar. The empire collapsed before an expedition could be launched, and the evidence vanished. Decades later, after satellites were invented, strange shapes appeared in aerial images. Long, straight lines at high altitudes where no natural formation should exist. The most famous discovery came in 1959. A Turkish army captain studying aerial photographs noticed an unusual boat-shaped formation on a mountain slope near Ararat. It was long, symmetrical, and perfectly shaped like the hull of a massive ship. The site became known as the Dupinar Formation. Researchers measured it and found it almost exactly matched the dimensions described in ancient texts. Soil tests revealed petrified wood-like materials. Metal detectors found a strange grid pattern beneath the ground, as if beams or rib structures were buried there. Some believed the site was natural. Others argued it was the collapsed remains of Noah's Ark. The debate continues. Archaeologists discovered ancient rivet-like objects in the area, made of an unusual alloy. They found fossilized impressions of timber, iron traces, and geometric patterns unnatural for simple geology. The formations aligned too perfectly to be accidental. The site became a point of global fascination, attracting scientists, explorers, believers, and skeptics from every continent. As the decades passed, technology improved. Ground-penetrating radar revealed compartments underground. Some interpreted them as rooms or stalls. Others said they were only geological fractures. Satellite imaging uncovered more mysterious shapes around Ararat. Structures resembling old anchor stones appeared in nearby villages, carved with ancient crosses and symbols. Locals believed these stones were used by Noah to stabilize the ark during the storm. Across the world, other possible ark locations emerged. Some scholars argued the ark did not land on Ararat itself, but somewhere in the ancient kingdom of Urartu. Others pointed to Mount Judi, mentioned in early Islamic traditions, located south of Ararat. In that region, travelers claimed to see ancient wooden ruins on remote peaks. Early Islamic historians wrote that the ark rested there and that its remains were visited by locals for centuries. Each claim added fuel to the mystery. Each discovery brought more questions. Did the ark survive the flood? Could wood remain preserved for thousands of years? Could volcanic ash, ice, or mud have protected it? Or did it decay long before anyone could find it? The search for the ark continues not because people expect to find a perfect wooden ship, but because they believe the story holds a memory of a real historical disaster. Geologists have uncovered evidence of massive floods in ancient Mesopotamia. Sediment layers show sudden destruction and water damage across ancient river valleys. Black Sea researchers discovered a dramatic ancient flooding event that could have reshaped human memory. Every piece of evidence hints that something extraordinary happened in humanity's early history.
The modern age transformed the hunt for the Ark from legend to scientific investigation. As technology advanced, so did the ambition of explorers. High-resolution satellite images revealed anomalies on remote mountain peaks. Thermal scans detected unusual heat patterns beneath ice layers. Ground-penetrating radar traced massive underground shapes that did not fit natural geography. The unknown began to take form, layer by layer, like an ancient memory resurfacing from the earth. Mount Ararat remained the center of attention. Rising over 5,000 meters above sea level, its twin peaks are covered in thick glaciers capable of hiding objects for millennia. Avalanches reshape its slopes. Volcanic eruptions bury entire valleys. The mountain is difficult to access, guarded by unpredictable weather, treacherous ice, and political restrictions. Yet, despite the danger, expeditions continued. In the early 2000s, a group of explorers claimed to discover wooden chambers inside a high-altitude cave system on Ararat. They recorded videos of walls made of what appeared to be ancient planks, darkened by age, trapped in ice. The wood was tested and dated to thousands of years old. Critics argued the samples may have originated from ancient shelters built by herders. Supporters believed the structure was too far above the tree line to be man-made. The debate grew more intense. Not all clues pointed to Ararat alone. Archaeologists studying ancient texts noticed something important. Early Armenian and Syrian writings describe the Ark resting not on the highest peak, but on a lower range. Older Islamic sources pointed toward a mountain called Judi, a site far from Ararat's glaciers. In that region, ruins of an ancient boat-shaped structure made of hardened mud and timber were documented centuries ago. Locals passed down stories that the Ark had once stood there. Early travelers wrote of carved stones marking the place. Over time, erosion erased most of the ruins, leaving behind only fragments and stories. Meanwhile, in eastern Turkey, researchers discovered several massive stones with large holes carved through their tops. These stones resembled anchors used by ancient ships to stabilize them during storms. Yet they were found hundreds of kilometers from the sea, scattered across villages near Ararat. Some stones bore engravings of crosses, suggesting early Christians believed they were connected to Noah. Others carried symbols far older. If these stones were part of the Ark's design, they were among the oldest maritime artifacts in the world. As the search deepened, scientists explored whether a global flood could have occurred. Evidence from the ancient world suggested that civilizations across the Near East, including Mesopotamia, experienced massive flooding events. Layers of silt buried ancient cities. River systems overflowed in catastrophic patterns. The Black Sea hypothesis suggested that a sudden break in natural barriers caused seawater to rush in, flooding vast areas and forcing early humans to migrate. These memories could have evolved into the flood stories retold by later cultures. The Ark's mystery grew when geologists studied the Durupanar site again using modern scanning technology. Radar surveys revealed internal structures resembling bulkheads or compartments. The shape was symmetrical, the ribs evenly spaced. The formation was over 150 meters long, matching ancient descriptions. Teams found metal nodules that appeared to be remnants of ancient metallurgy. Some argued the formation was a natural outcrop shaped by mud flows. Others insisted no natural process could produce such precise geometry. The world watched as the evidence accumulated, but never confirmed one final truth. Explorers climbed Ararat repeatedly, filming dark shapes on their eyes only to lose them when seasons changed. Landslides buried potential entrances, snowstorms erased trails. Every discovery brought excitement, followed by uncertainty. The Ark remained elusive. In recent years, geomapping revealed new anomalies. High-altitude surveys captured rectangular shadows beneath ice fields. Thermal imaging detected heat signatures inconsistent with rock. Some believe these were wooden remains preserved in frozen cavities. Others warned they might be volcanic formations. Without direct access, the question remained unresolved. Despite the mystery, one fact stood clear. The flood narrative was universal. Ancient cultures in Mesopotamia, Egypt, Persia, India, China, and even the Americas preserved memories of a great deluge. Some mentioned a single righteous man. Some described a massive boat. Some spoke of mountains where survivors landed. These parallels suggested a shared ancestral event, passed down through generations long before writing. The truth of the Ark may lie not only in a mountain, but in humanity's collective memory. A catastrophic flood could have reshaped early settlements, destroyed entire communities, and imprinted itself on human consciousness. The Ark became a symbol of survival, hope, and renewal. Searching for it is not only a quest for an artifact, but a journey through our oldest fears and our oldest beliefs. Archaeologists continue to scan mountains with advanced imaging. Governments occasionally grant permission for limited expeditions. Ice melts reveal new terrain. New anomalies emerge. The mystery is alive. The Ark may be preserved in ice. It may have collapsed into fragments. It may lie buried under volcanic rock or deep inside an unexplored cavern. Or it may have long decayed, leaving behind only traces. The search continues because the Ark represents something ancient and powerful. It is a bridge between myth and history, faith and science. It is a memory shared by civilizations that never met, separated by oceans, yet connected through a single story. Whether the Ark is found or not, the legend endures. The question remains unanswered. The mountains keep their secrets. The earth hides its oldest ruins. The Ark may be closer than ever, or still beyond reach. The mystery survives, waiting for the day when ice melts, technology advances, and humanity uncovers what has slept for thousands of years.